Is this an episode of Jerry Springer or The Challenge? I mean, damn. I ain't know Carl and Laura was going to go at it like that. And we apparently missed out on a lot of the footage, too. I want to see the uncut version of it. WWE or BET uncut version. Coach, I need to see the whole nine because that was crazy. And oh, yeah. I think something's going on with these eliminations because how the hell Tina get, I love Tina by the way, how the hell she get all those nails out that quick when everybody else tried and they couldn't do it? I might have to set up some nails and see her technique works. But anyways, y'all, welcome back. It's been a minute and it's time to get into it. Let's go. Welcome back, y'all, to the DeAndre, where we covering the challenge Battle of the Eras, episode 5. It's been a minute since I've been on live stream. I miss being on here. We didn't have an episode last week because of the VMA awards. I hope y'all had a good, good 9. Let's say good 9/11. Happy weekend, I'll say, and happy Survivor Night too. A lot of challenge ain't gonna get a lot of views tonight because of the survivors going on. But this episode was kind of cracking. I ain't gonna say it was the best episode we've seen so far. We saw some good pivoting. We saw some good moves. We saw some bad moves. We saw some people throwing people under the bus. We saw a lot of things. This episode kind of felt long because of just they didn't the daily challenge was quick and kind of interesting. I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it. There was some flaws that I will get into. But at the end of the day, it was all about the drama. It was all about Laurel and Kara basically getting into another DBZ episode of them, Goku and Vegeta going at it. It was crazy, y'all. It was crazy. The whole situation between them two, look, it is both of their faults. I'm glad they're acknowledging it because look, I love Kara. This is the Kara stand page, but it's Laurel's and Kara's fault because Kara, you're enabling this bad behavior. You could shut it down real quick if you wanted to by just not communicating, not putting your nose in the hedges, and getting all cut up. If I don't like somebody, I'm just gonna make sure we don't talk. I'm gonna make sure that I'm just not gonna be avoidance at all possible. In this episode, y'all was kicking it. Now I didn't know if they was using old footage or not, but by the looks of it, you have some part in this as well. I love you, Kara, but we all gotta accept responsibility and not act like we're the complete victim in the situation. I don't hate people going to Laurel's side and seeing her side of things because there's always two sides of the picture, y'all. It's never always just one person's side and that's it. There's always two sides of things and reasons for both. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see the uncut raw version of everything, but we got the gist of it. Essentially, what I pretty much am assuming is like, Laurel don't like Kara. She likes Kara. They like each other, but the thing is, Kara is a little probably jealous of Laurel, a little bit, but Laurel more so wants to keep Kara in her place and make her seem like the big honcho on campus. What's poppin', Jessica? Welcome to the stream. I appreciate you joining. And yeah, it was pretty ugly. Um, we have the hangover from All Stars 4 where Laurel beat Kara. She threw her in several times. And Kara want to get that lick back, and she just wants to beat Laurel. So to Kara, it is about Laurel, and to Laurel, it's about keeping her in her place. And I don't really like one of either of those notions. They should just be get over the past. First live stream I caught. Well, thank you for joining this. We got to get cracking. We about to go into it and go in on some folks on the challenge here because there was a lot of false moves made. And I appreciate you checking out the Squid Game show. Yes, I was player 288. We sadly didn't get the $1 million, but we on our way to 1 million subscribers. And we been doing it, y'all. But this is the first live stream in a couple weeks because the challenge been out. And I'm happy to be back. So let's get into it, y'all. We got started with Derek and Jenny as the winners of last week. Olivia soon confronts Josh and says she lost trust in him because he didn't volunteer. Now, look, I don't hate Josh for look. I'm not a Josh defender, but I will defend him in this case. You can't volunteer, coach. You just can't in this game, especially with CT. Now he did get some, he did put his to tuck his tail between his legs on this one. But can you blame the guy? Can you really blame the guy? Jessica, you want to go on Squid Games, but it's the conditions and dorms to put up. Look, to break up, to cut loose and answer your statement real quick. Sign up for Squid Game. Do it. You'll have a great time. Meet some great people. Be inspired. You'll go through things that you ain't never felt before. You'll feel some things that you ain't never felt before, and you'll come out a winner regardless of what happens. If it wasn't for Squid Game, I probably wouldn't even be doing this podcast right now. You heard me? So definitely sign up. Give yourself a chance. Once in a lifetime thing. I say do it. I ain't doing it again, but you should definitely try. But yes, Josh, look, I don't blame you, brother, for not wanting to do it, but if you say you're gonna do something, you gotta do it. Not nobody believes you. And just because you did it at the end of the episode doesn't mean all is forgiven. You still are a narc in that sense. So yeah, you made up for it, but that wasn't a good look, coach. That was not a good look. And you admitted that it was due to CD. So you showing that you scared of the other team. You can't show fear in the opponent. When you line up face to face, you gotta be stoic. I didn't mean to make that rhyme real quick, but yeah, too late to apply. I think you can still apply. Just I would apply if I were you. They still might be looking for people. I do know a story of someone who got cast when they applied a week before last year. Check out my interview with George if you ain't seen it on the Squid Game podcast. It's in one of the playlists. But yes, Josh was scared. I don't completely blame, but hey, Josh could have used this to get his lick back. You got to stand up and get your lick back, Josh. Don't let CT just keep on beating you now. Stand up, ludicrous style. Stand up. So he didn't do that. So we get a clip of Nye making out with Kylan. That's cool, black love. We love that. I think you'd be great on Squid Game too, Jessica. Sign up tonight. Make your video, fill out your application, and I want to see you and I want to root for you on the show. Greetings from London. Well, thank you from London. I miss London. It's such a good time. Laurel says she's making decisions for her final, so she don't care about Emily at all. And it's strange because we see Laurel and Carl playing badminton or tennis or some game in the whatchamacallit, outdoor area. And I was like, I thought they didn't like each other. I thought they was keeping distance. So these are opposing what their words are. Their actions are not following suit, which was very confusing to me because I'm like, do y'all like each other? Do y'all hate each other? Do y'all like each other? Do y'all hate each other? We can kick it with people we don't like, but they're like kicking it willingly. And it's just them two. So that's a little strange to me. That's why I don't put the whole blame on Laurel in the situation because it's two people going at it. So that's just what it is. That's just what it is. It takes two to tango. You can't tango by yourself. I don't think you can, at least. Devin and Michelle are getting it popping. They're getting it cracking. Even though Devin contradicts his own self and says it's stupid to be in a relationship on the show. Now, look, Devin, you don't know everything about the show. You won the last challenge, uh, Spies, Lies, and Allies, I believe. The last season you was on. It was a little Mickey Mouse, but eh, Devin, stop acting like you the prophet and you the goat of the show, and you really know how the show goes in and out. You don't, man. You won a show, congratulations. But him saying it's done to be in a relationship, they act like people in relationships have never won the show. Brad has been in a relationship and won the show when he was in a relationship. Um, Cara has won the show and been on a relationship. So like plenty of people have won this. I don't know what you're talking about, coach. Like I don't. Jordan won the show in a relationship. He got proposed to on the season. He won. So what are you talking about? Is the egg and rice dish nice? It was terrible. No seasoning, nothing. I lost 15 pounds in a week and a half. But yeah, Devin and Michelle getting it cracking, and Devin, he might need this relationship to help keep that alliance solidified. So I think actually it'd be smart for his game to be in this with Michelle because her friends can become his friends. She's not in the vacation alliance, and she benefits from it as well. Don't see why it wouldn't. It doesn't really put a bigger target because you already have enough allies as it is. So you already have a half decent target on your back. But it seems like people are scared to take a shot at your alliance. Yeah. I'm looking at you, Air 4. Anyways, yes, Nehemiah soon tries to make a deal with Devin in Era 3, but doesn't want to. Devin doesn't want to do it without Tori. I don't think that that's a bad idea by Nehemiah. I think he's smart because he ain't been in the show in a minute since Rivals. That was ancient years ago, Coach. And Nehemiah needs the help. And I had a feeling Devin was going to use this as an arsenal. As Nehemiah, he ain't been in the game in a while, like the real game. He's been an All Stars, and that's a lot different. You make a deal like this, it's going to come back around to the public forum, especially if it's not accepted right then and there. He should have just squashed it after he tried to make this deal. Didn't say yes. Nehemiah should have just said, "All right, don't worry about it," so he couldn't use it against him. Oh my gosh, no, the conditions. Yeah, the conditions were terrible. Just like the show in Vietnam, I heard it was pretty bad. But yes, it was pretty dire. As a female, they went through it. No makeup, nothing. Like they couldn't use their products. I felt bad for the ladies in there, but they came through in shining colors. A lady even won the show. Crazy. Um, but yes, Nehemiah's deal did not go through. Devin said no deal and closed the suitcase. Josh is upset about the narrative on the internet made about the Vacation Alliance because they only went on one vacation. Now look. The Vacation Alliance consists of Josh, Casey, Tori, Devin, and Anissa, who they did not name because she's not there anymore. And maybe somebody else too. Look, the Vacation Alliance is not the most likable alliance. You know, Josh, not the most likable. Casey, boring. Tori, not the most likable. Devin, not the most likable, yet funny. Anissa, eh, here and there. I think it's just the fact that I think people are a little envious. It might be a little jealousy. I ain't gonna lie, it might be a little jealousy. But I think at the same time, they made their alliance so public and people don't like to see that in anything to where it kind of was rubbing it in some people's faces, it seemed like. And that's why they kind of have this bad reputation. No Taylor Swift. So that's what time it is with them. And I think that it's fine that they got the alliance, but somebody needs to take. They know this alliance is one of the biggest ones. I don't know why everyone doesn't try and take a shot at them. That's the key mystery Scooby Doo snacks that I'm looking for. You'd be crying because I wouldn't want to give anyone a reason to vote me to leave. And the voting was light. There wasn't too much voting going on, but when it happened, I don't. People just sometimes pick random people. You wouldn't have to worry about that. Nobody would vote you out because you'd be crying. I think they might feel sympathy for you. Who knows? You could play that card. Ladies can always play the sympathy card in the shows that work better than the guys, I think. And yeah, for the most part, we have a few special cases, but hey, the sympathy card it works. It doesn't expire. It doesn't expire. And yes, so he's upset that the internet made up the narrative. Look, Josh, don't care about the internet. You worry about the internet and people saying things, you're never gonna get no sleep. So I can't believe he even brought this up. But I guess he just said what was on everyone's minds. So I don't really care about the Vacation Alliance either. I want them all to be out personally, but game wise, but personally, I really don't care either way. But they can be a little insufferable at times. But he said people are jealous that they go on vacations with them and jealous they dominate season after season. Hold on. That's where you lost me. Nobody's jealous of y'all vacations. No, not nobody. I don't think they can all go on vacation pretty much if they want to. And nobody's thinks that y'all dominating season after season after season. Anissa ain't never won, so she ain't really never dominated. Maybe politically she dominated to an extent. Tori does make it to the final all the time, so sure she does dominate in that fashion, but she's only won once. Out of how many times she's been to the finals? Devin's won once. Casey won once. Josh never won, so it's not like this is just they just stacking up the dubs now. They got 3 wins in the whole group, and those kind of came. I ain't gonna say by luck because I'll give them the credit when credit's due, but it came and went per se. That guy said that he wanted to go home a lot. People voted and he left. Yeah, don't say you want to go home on these shows because people will get you out like that. That's the quickest way to go home is to say I want to go home. That's a CT pro tip. That's a DeAndre pro tip. Don't say you want to go home. Period. But yes, Josh, nobody jealous of y'all. So stop the cap. John A ain't with the so yeah. So John A ain't with the shits and she knows that look, her team ain't got nothing going on that she wants to be involved with. She is trying to do her own thing. She definitely doesn't want to get involved with the Vacation Alliance because she's like, look, I want All Stars 2 and 3. I'm going on my own vacation, coach, without y'all. So, Deuce she look like, I don't want to go to the Bahamas. I want to go to the Maldives. I want to go to France. I want to go to Spain. I want to go somewhere more exotic instead of y'all little Bahamas Royal Caribbean trip. And so, soon, it's time to get to the challenge. The targets are CT and Tina, Nehemiah and Emily, Devin and Tori, Kylan and Olivia. Those are the captain slash targets. Now, this challenge is called Fast Pass. I don't really know why it's called Fast Pass. The name really didn't make sense with the whole challenge in itself. But basically, what they had to do is carry this giant Y-shaped beam through some trees. And they have to navigate through there. Get the sandbags on the beam and balance the sandbags on the balance beam in the with the two players doing it only. The two captains essentially are probably the people doing it. Now, this challenge, it was very middle of the pack for me. It wasn't great. It wasn't terrible. I want to see. I just hope that all the beams didn't weigh the same because that would be severely unfair. I wonder how they balanced, put the weighted the beams. Something tells me they weren't evenly weighted because it's ironic that Era One had the least amount of people and they had the biggest struggle carrying this beam. Because if they were all the same size, that's stupidly unfair, immensely, and they all look the same. So that's what was going through my head. I was like, oh, like they have 5, 6 people. Of course, they're having struggle time with this big old, you know, cane, whatever, beam per se. So I really hope that I don't want to think that they doing no corrupt, even though they have been and they will, and they've been they corrupt. You know, production is corrupt. I feel like they did some of these beams and they didn't change that. They didn't do some of these beams actually. They did the opposite. They should have made the weight a certain differences, but I feel like they kept them the same. It looked like, and so that's why I feel like they had a tough time. I mean, they were dropping it left and right, and they were a mess from the get go. But Era One's a mess already, so it's like, look, they were trashing the other challenges, and this one's kind of the same story: rinse, wash, and repeat. Running out of change for the washing machine, coach. But yes, they get the sandbags. They get the sandbags. Blah blah blah. So we know the challenge. So they get started. Communication's horrible. Era One yelling, moaning, groaning at each other. Ain't listening to a peep. Tina's tired and fed up. She's yelling and screaming. She's like, "No one will listen to me." I'm like, Tina, how are they not hearing you and listening to you? You are the biggest mouth out there. Love you, Tina. Love Tina. Like she's one of my favorite people and one of the people who really got me interested in the challenge. She was on the first season I watched, which was Fresh Meat. She's one of my favorite players. One of my favorite. But she was going crazy in this, coach. She wasn't trying to hear. She wasn't trying to hear from nobody, and nobody was trying to hear from her. And I think they were just tired. And Era wants communication. They talk about how good relationships they got and whatnot, but their communication is so bad. I mean, they couldn't man a classroom full of elementary school kids down the hallway if they had to. You know, they might get them lost in the bathroom, might lose a couple on the way to somebody running outside. It is looking rough for Era One. But yes, Jordan was popping off at the mouth too. I kind of want to hear the uncensored version of what he was saying because he was going crazy. You know, you seen Jordan compete, you know that he don't hold nothing back. And I met Jordan before at a Spartan race a couple years ago in LA, and I talked to him like, "Man, you be cutting up." He's like, "Man, they don't show half the stuff anyways." I was like, "Oh." So he got his little mouthpiece off, and that was pretty funny, coach. I had to rewind a couple times to hear what he was saying because he was going off, like he was getting all the frustrations out. And but anyways, this competition goes pretty quick. You know, Air 2 and 4 neck and neck. Laurel seems to be sandbagging the group. She's literally sandbagging it, no pun intended. Throwing the comp. This ain't her first time throwing the comp. This ain't her second time throwing the comp. And if you keep doing this, you gonna get what you deserve, coach. Now look, you can say a strategy all you want, but at the end of the day, your target next. Now someone else has the opportunity to sandbag it on you. And how you think that's going to make you feel? You're going to want your team to try next time. What comes around goes around. So I'm just saying, coach, you reap what you sow. you can't do these type of things, especially in this game, because it's gonna come back to bite you, especially throwing comps, because you will be a target in your team soon, and that could happen to you. I don't think she thought that whole plan through. She's just being very short-sighted and trying to get the big target Emily on her team out any way, shape, or fashion, and to see she can't do it herself, someone else will. Well, someone else might do the same thing to you. So don't be surprised if it happens. Not, I don't know what happens, but I'm just thinking, like, look, it could happen. It could happen. So you get to the end of the challenge. Era 4 wins. Era 2 is second. Era 3 is third. And CT and Tina are in the arena. Era 1 is dropping like the rats in New York City out on the streets. They getting ran over, split sideways, cut up the whole nine. If you ever been to New York, you know what I'm talking about. You have seen a dead rat on the streets. Yes, Jessica. They don't. She gonna get it. I don't know how, but it will happen. But yes, it's funny. CT and Tina go ham at each other, but then they apologize right after. So it's pretty funny. I love the relationship you have with people that you can just go crazy at each other, yell, scream, argue, and fight. At the end of the day, it's still love. That really is what makes Era One different. Because if it was Era Two, Three, or Four, and they do that stuff, they might not be able to come together as easily as Era One did again. So it wasn't always like that with Era One. It wasn't always like that, but I was happy to see that. So Nehemiah also reminds us, he's one of the people up to get voted in, and he reminds us the last time he was on the challenge was Rivals, and he lost to CT and Adam, thanks to Evan Starkman. Yes, Evan Starkman is banned from the show. And that's when they were doing the elimination where they had to like hold the things and they had to bounce the log down and whatnot. Even though Adam was supposed to throw that, but CT's so big and whatnot that he was able to will them to victory. I remember that like it was yesterday, and yeah, it's been a mile. It's been a while. What's my Snapchat? My Snapchat. It's it's the same name as my what is my Snapchat name? I gotta check. I gotta check on that, coach. I just switched it. I just switched it. I think it's my Instagram. I think it's my Instagram. I think it's my Instagram uh username. But yes, Nehemiah was last on Rivals or lost on Rivals to CT. He wants to get that. Well, he doesn't want to get that lick back. He wants to right the wrong, but he don't want to go against CT. So like he doesn't want to get the lick back, but he wants to redeem himself. It's kind of confusing. But yes, Rivals one of the best seasons in Challenge history too. By the way, great cast, great cast. But yes, that's the last. We got the flashback of that. CT and Tina don't care who they go against. Really, I love that. Everyone stand up, ludicrous style. When I move, you move, just like that. Corey and Nehemiah, so they seem to be allies. They talking and whatnot. Corey says he can trust Nehemiah more than his own team. Well, Corey, you had the chance to get Jordan out, or at least throw him in the elimination, which I feel like he would have lost that elimination. So you don't trust your own team, Corey, but you got to make moves in order to. Maybe you might need to pull a Laurel if you don't trust your own team. So you're at the bottom of the barrel. I'm surprised they didn't just keep throwing you in every single time, even though y'all have this volunteering system going on. But once that's up, which I feel like it's going to end soon, the volunteering, you might be the scapegoat every time, coach. And I don't want to see that. And so it's time for deliberation. And right when they get in there, look, Nehemiah, he's like, look, y'all Vacation Alliance, everybody, it ain't a secret. Y'all been going to Bahamas. Y'all been going to Peru. Y'all been going all over the Caribbean. And y'all allies. And if there was anybody who was smart, they need to get y'all out. And yes, he's right. If anybody was smart, if Kylan and Olivia are smart, they should get them out. They're a big group. If if it's up to the Vacation Alliance, they don't mind throwing them to an elimination. They don't owe them anything. So why would you not chip away at the big alliance group that's in there when you have a chance to? Devin and Tori. It just seems to make sense to me. Why would you pick on the low hanging fruit? Why would you not pick the biggest target in there? Because Tina could have taken out Tori in this. Think about that. We'll get to elimination, but Tina could have taken out Tori. That's even bigger than the game than I think Emily, because Emily's not a part of some big alliance. CT could have taken out Devin, which, wouldn't be an upset by any means necessary, but, and I think TT might have taken care of this one. Who knows? Devin might have been good at this one too. But my point is, you got to go after the big alliance. You can't be scared to make big moves. And Kylan and Olivia, they seem kind of scared to make a big move in this instance, and you hate to see it. You hate to see it. But yes, Devin soon is like, all right, you want to play checkers? I'm going to play chess. And he exposes the deal that Nehemiah offered him, which was really smart. I'll give Devin his props on that. He's like, look, I'm going to open up this book and I'm going to read the whole thing. Nehemiah's like, wait. I didn't say it like that, coach. You rewriting the history. I'm like, look, Nehemiah, I couldn't defend Nehemiah in this one because it was, he got caught with his hand in the cookie jar. So the thing is, Nehemiah been out the game, and Devin used that savvy technique because he was like, look, I'm glad you offered me because I'm going to use this right back against you when the time is right. He didn't know how it was going to end up, but definitely he used that flawlessly. So I'll give Devin his props there, coach. That's why you got to be careful with the information you tell people because they will use it against you in a snap of a finger. Just like the Thanos snapped him. Devin Thanos snapped Nehemiah up out of there, and that convinced Kylan and Olivia, like, oh, Devin's trustworthy. He was man of his word. No. No. Now he did utilize a good tactic, but come on now. Y'all gotta be y'all don't throw the brother in there too, Kylan. Come on now. You throwing the brother in there, black on black crime. I don't like it. I don't like to see it. I don't like to see it. But yes, Nehemiah shushing Devin in there. It's funny. And Tori soon brags about how Devin beat Bananas and West. Okay. Tori, stop. Devin beat Bananas on a dang competition where you like would light a light up game where you would press the lights, you know, gimmick game. It's not anything like amazingly spectacular. And apparently they had different rules given to them during that elimination too. Just saying, hashtag. And Devin beat Wes in what did he beat Wes in? I don't remember what Devin beat Wes in, but I know he did for sure. I think Wes threw the comp too. I think he threw the elimination, which it was. That's what I remember per se. I think it was some puzzle. I think can't remember completely. But stop it, Tori. Stop. You gonna harp on that till the cows come home, man. To the roosters come home. Till everybody come home, okay? Those It's not like he just completely dominated these dudes. Okay, it was to Devin's wheelhouse, in his wheelhouse, the elimination, and he won when it was against their true, not talents, to their favor. The elimination did not favor them. But yes, Devin offered Kylan a deal, which we found out. So Kylan's like, oh, Kylan took the deal, and if Kylan, it should be a red flag. If Devin offered you a deal, and they somewhat talked to Nehemiah, which I guess Nehemiah was kind of capping because he did say that Devin offered him. Devin, if he was really your ally, he would have told you that Nehemiah came into him before you went to the deliberation. I'm gonna just put it like that. Um, I think it's a little snaky because he offered both. He talked to both and essentially had both deals in his pocket at the end of the day, because I don't think Devin and Kylan shook on anything either. They say Air 3 and 4 is working together, but there's nothing been like completely solidified. It's just like, oh, I think we're working together. But Kylan, no, you should have definitely went the other route because Devin's a way bigger threat socially in the game. So that's just me. And Rachel ain't having it with Devin and Air 3. She's like, look, I don't like Devin. I don't like Air 3. All y'all can go and kick rocks. And I might have to take care of y'all myself. So she said, hold on, y'all. Let me stretch real quick, and I'm gonna have to dust the rust off and make some moves on my own. So we move past that, and we get to the thick of it, y'all. It's getting real thick, pizza dough thick. So we get Michelle. For some reason, she really wants to be cool with Laurel. She threw her in on double agents, her and her cousin. And she goes to talk to Laurel. She tries to make amends. Laurel ain't having it. Laurel's like, look, you did what you did. You got to live with it. And I agree. You did what you did, and you got to live with it. Because Laurel could have been a snake and said like, okay, we can be friends, and then really got her back. But that ain't how Laurel plays. She's going. I will say Laurel will be upfront with how she is, and she's not gonna try and weasel her way around it. She's gonna come head first with the hammer. No pun intended again. But yes, Laurel ain't playing no games, and she's like, look, whatever you said, you said, you did. It's me versus you. Too bad, so sad. Michelle's like, all right, I still want to be friends, but okay, Laurel. Look, Michelle don't want those problems. She don't want it. But then Cara, she does get involved when she wasn't supposed to get involved. Now look, I love Cara, but she got involved in this one. She didn't have to do all that, and that was a little like, what you doing, Coach? What you doing? You walk in the room when they're going at it, and then you trying to offer your condolences after. That was a little bit of a, like, what are you doing? Like, I would have been like, what are you doing? It was crazy. But yes, Cara, I think she should have stayed out of it, stayed out the room. I know you looking out for Michelle. That was your argument, but at the end of the day, I'm a big component on people staying in their own business, unless it's like your best friend in there and you gotta defend them. I don't think Cara and Michelle are best friends by any means necessary, and I think she has good intentions, but she went about it the wrong way, in my opinion. Let them two duke it out. Let them get in the boxing ring, each take their blows, no tap ins, and you just got to just be on the sideline because it's not helping your game or your mental space jumping in this argument. So that's just my 2 cents. I think she should have stayed out of it. And yeah, Carl, Emily soon are venting about Laurel, saying she's this, she's that, she's this, she's that. Full reason why to, especially Emily, And yeah, it's they're definitely brewing up something. But then we cut to John A. She talks to CT. She doesn't want to self-nominate, of course. I don't blame you for not wanting to self-nominate, but John A., you really have no say on the team, and you are next, whether you like it or not. Because if you don't self-nominate, nobody wants to get their neck out for John A. I'm gonna just put it like that. So she kind of got to play the game right now with how it's being played, unfortunately, and she's screwed. She's screwed. Is the show on Netflix? Squid Game is on Netflix. Yes, I believe it's still on Netflix. It sounds like a lot of things have gone down. So this show, if you don't know, it is on MTV. I know MTV. Nobody has cable anymore, but it is on MTV. I have YouTube TV, so I'm able to watch it. And I think they put it on the website a day after the show, as well as Paramount Plus a day after. It's a really good season so far. I think this episode was better than last week's episode or 2 weeks ago episode. But it's a good season so far. So I'm liking the season, but I wasn't liking some of the activity going on. But yes, Cara finally confronts Laurel. She's like, "Hey, I don't like how you was treating Darrell and Emily. You was talking about Darrell giving massages. You was talking about Emily and how you probably sandbagged the comp and this, that. I don't know what she said about Emily publicly, but Cara said she wants the smoke. And it's the first time I seen Cara step up to Laurel unprovoked. She's like, I got a lot of bent up frustration I need to get out on your ass because of All Stars 4. And I like that Cara. As I wish she didn't tie her hair the same night because it made her look like a lesser than a little bit with like her hair down like that. Just aesthetic purposes only. But yeah, she got up in her grill and they was neck face to face off, face to face. Like the boxing match is about to go off. This was definitely they should have made an edit to where it was like a fight if Street Fighter and they're going face to face and it looked like they about to have a battle because it was a battle. Now I wish we got the whole battle. I hope they release the challenge. Have been releasing some unedited clips on YouTube of BTS. And I hope they show more of this. I doubt they will, but I hope they show more of this just so we can get more context about. I mean, we don't really need context. We know why they're not fighting. But anyways, they get in this big old fight. It's a mess. They're screaming at the top of their lungs at each other. It's nothing new. Everyone runs in the room, and I don't think they're not going to throw blows. I don't think security needed to get in there because they probably done way worse behind closed doors. So I just thought it was a lot. And even Johnny Bananas admitted Laurel tries to treat Carl some type of way. Even Johnny Bananas admitted that. So then when Johnny Bananas admits this, I'm pretty sure it's more so on Laurel, even though I think Cara kind of maybe instigated this fight. but this was the one time I think she kind of one of the few times I've seen her kind of do this. And Johnny's car is op, so why should he defend her? And I think that he definitely is getting sick of it too. I mean, he's on the team and he has to deal with the mess, so he's like, look, I don't care which one of y'all go, just one of y'all go. So yeah, Johnny, that was interesting. He said that. That was very interesting. Um, But yes, we get a flashback of Kara and Laurel being friends on Rivals, I think that was, and Laurel having Kara's back. They were partners, yada, yada, yada. We've heard the story a million times. Soon Kara gets consoled by a group of people, and Kylan consoles Laurel, and Theo does, and he says it was Kara's fault. And maybe this one was. So Kylan's all over the place this episode. He winning and doing the most right now. But yes, Emily is on the couch trying to whisk the darkness away, whisk the bad spirits. She needs to get some sage. She needs to get the evil spirits out of Vietnam. But look, you in Vietnam, coach. A lot went down there, so I think it's creeping back up into the house some way, shape, or fashion. And I don't mind people being on Laurel's side on this. Like, there's two sides of the story, like I said at the top. And we didn't get to see everything as an audience. So with us not seeing everything, I can't go into too much conspiracies in my head about who's right, who's wrong. I just think they need to grow up and be adults about the situation. Y'all don't like each other, cool, separate. Why y'all keep bringing up old talking points? And then with Cara getting in the way of Michelle thing, look, just stay out to business, coach. That's all I'm gonna say, especially the way y'all relationship is. Anyways, we wrap that up. Get to elimination. It's time. And uh Kyland and Olivia choose Emily and Nehemiah. Dumb to me. They definitely shouldn't have did that. Should have went out for the bigger alliance, but they did not choose to do that. And I think that was silly, but hey, it is what it is. And getting hammered is the elimination. And yes, basically what this is very simple. They must remove 100 nails and put 100 nails in there. Very simple elimination. Very weird elimination because this elimination was just weird. I don't mind the outcome, but it was just weird because this seemed very Era 1-esque. Like this was elimination probably they wanted to do back in the first 10 challenge seasons, more carnival game-esque. And it was interesting. But Tina knows she has a chance in this. It's very much an equalizer, so it takes, I guess, skill in order to know how to do these things. You got to know how to use a hammer as well. But yes, the ladies go first, and right off the get-go, it starts and Tina just whack, 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 whack. I'm like, dang, that what? Were these nails put in the same level? Because I ain't never seen like I want to see a slow mo. I wish you got to see a slow mo. I might have to go back and watch of how she got these nails out like that because it looked like she used the side of the hammer just to bring it down. That's not really what nails how nails come out so easily, and they just pop 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 pop, pop popped out, and she got it popping. I always say it was popping. She got it popping and cracking. And she pretty much was done in no time. Like she got over half her board out within seconds, and I was like, "Wow, wow." Tina impressed here. I'm very. I was shocked, but I was pleased. I like Emily as well, and sad to see her go. But yes, eventually Tina wins the elimination. It's not the most dramatic elimination, and not the most cool and memorable elimination, I think personally. But Tina wins. She dusts Emily, and yeah, that's pretty much what it is. There's not really much to explain. She's super elated and whatnot. So shout out Tina. She came through for Era One. They finally got the job done on the ladies' side. And she lives to fight another day. And it's Emily's first elimination loss ever. So that's crazy as well. Soon it's the men's turn. And the men trying to do the same thing as Tina, but it just don't shake. Like they must have put theirs in a little extra. Like this ain't in far enough because those are the thick, long nails too. Those weren't the easy ones. Taking nails out is tiring work, especially forearms. I put up a lot of posters, as you can see, a few in the background. Those are simple, but putting nails into that capacity, it ain't just another day in the shop. It's a long day putting up that many nails. And Eventually, they go through, and it's close the whole time, and Nehemiah ultimately wins. Like I said, not the most dramatic elimination ever, not the most exciting to watch, I'd say, except Tina's round, um, or the ladies' round, and he takes out CT. They were neck and neck, and CT, the GOAT, in my opinion, the GOAT, is eliminated. The top threat in this game on the men's side is gone. So this opens up the game completely for everybody else. And it's just like, wow, the biggest target out here is gone. And everyone's a sigh of relief. All the guys a sigh of relief. Only ones that's mad is Era One. I mean, look, even Darrell and Derek be like, whew, we got him out. So yeah, it's crazy. CT is out the game. You don't hear that too often. You do not hear that. So Nehemiah joins a select group, a few group of people who to eliminate CT. So it is time for Nehemiah and Tina to pick the targets now. And Air One, Brad volunteers because he's the only one who hasn't been there yet. Rachel gets picked because she's the only girl left. Nehemiah picked Laurel. Yes, good job, Nehemiah. You staying doing what you doing. You fighting for the peoples, and you doing what's right, in my opinion. But yes, Laurel deserved to get picked. She has all these drama going on after her, and she's a threat. She's the one. She said, "Oh, the threat. We got to get the threats out." Well, you're a threat too, so you can't be surprised if you getting picked. So that's just the way it is. I mean, Kara already was up. Aviv was already. Did Aviv? Aviv was up. I think last week. Yeah, last week, and so now it's your turn, Laurel. It's going around. So he could have picked Kara or Aviv too, but he knows what time it is. He knows what time it is. Tina picks bananas. Smart, because why would she pick Derek or Ryan when she just did All Stars with them? No. Did Tina do All Stars 4? I don't think she did. Did she? Yeah, she did. She did. Duh. I covered the show. I was like, did Tina do it? Yeah, she cool with them. She don't mess with bananas like that. She never has. Too much in the past, really. If you watch the old seasons, you know what I'm talking about. Um, and yeah, I don't hate her for this. Banana's the biggest threat. You got to get the biggest threats out on the other team. Yeah, they eliminating y'all guys. Y'all got to get the score even. Era 3, Corey volunteers. Nehemiah picks Janae after she doesn't volunteer, which I was just a bad look on Janae. You know, like, Tori ain't going to volunteer, of course. They're not going to pick Tori. They're not going to pick Avery. She already did her volunteering. She went down into elimination and won the mission, so she had a double win. I forgot Avery was even here the whole episode. I didn't see her dang near one time. And yeah, Janae, not a good look because Janae really has nobody. I mean, she dated Jordan in the past, but he ain't even got her back like that. He has Devin, and he has Tori's back way more than he has your back. So, and Nia way more than he has yours. So you're last in the totem pole too. So you and Corey need to be actually sticking together. But yeah, that was bound to be you. And Nehemiah picks Jenny when she's pissed. Jenny getting picked left and right. And Josh finally volunteers because CT's out the game. He knows what time it is. I mean, Josh, I mean, Corey, Bananas and Brad ain't the easiest ones to go against, but it's easier than CT in Josh's opinion, and that's what time it is. And that was the episode, y'all. See, we get to see a few of CT and Emily's karma votes. I wish we got the tracker on who got what, but I guess we'll get that at the end. This episode was a lot. There was a lot of screaming and yelling, a lot of drama. The elimination and the daily challenge really were forgettable, I'd say. Lost some heavy hitters in CT and Emily. Two champions gone, not forgotten. And next week episode seems interesting. Seems in the previews Derek hurt his leg. Era One continues to fall apart. Darrell's back. Derek's leg. Whew, it's not looking good. It is not looking good. But that's what time they own, and we'll see what happens, y'all. But anyways, thank you guys for joining me. Thank you, Jessica, for being so in tune and my most communicative live streamer yet for this challenge recap podcast of Battle of the Airs. I so much appreciate it. Thank you guys again. We are on our way to 3,000 subs. Y'all want to sub, make sure to do it. We got a lot more stuff coming out soon. I'm about to be reviewing the Aaron Hernandez show. I'm going to try and record that tonight after this, if not tonight, tomorrow, because that show is crazy. It's crazy. And till next week, y'all. Can't wait and for episode 6. So peace, blessings, deuces, and have a great